Today, our group will be presenting about the Big 5 personalities. So, the contents of the Big 5 personalities include these 5 topics. Number 1, open closed-mindedness. Number 2, conscientiousness. Number 3, extroversion and introversion. Number 4, agreeableness. And number 5, neuroticism. So let's start off with open and closed-mindedness. So here are some differences that open-minded people and closed-minded people have differently. So open-minded people are often curious about why there is disagreement and it's worth considering others' perspective, while closed-minded people don't want their ideas to be challenged. They are frustrated instead of curious as to why other people disagree. Another example is that open-minded people feel compelled to see things through their eyes. However, closed-minded people focus much more on being understood than understanding others. And some of the last example is that open-minded people always more interested in listening than in speaking. However, closed-minded people block others from speaking. These are some clear examples that you can see.
Alright, I will talk about next, conscientiousness. Conscientiousness is a fundamental personality trait that reflects the tendency to be responsible, organized, hardworking, good-elected, and to adhere to norms and rules. How does a conscientious person act? These people are not impulsive. They are planners and they abide by schedules. They don't miss bill payments. They keep their promises. They are less likely to engage in risky behaviors like smoking and heavy drinking. They engage in self-care through exercise, proper sleep, and a healthy diet. People with a conscientiousness personality do well in jobs that require attention to detail, such as surgeon and pilots. How can you become more conscientious? One technique is mental contrasting, by which individual images a goal, the path to the goal, and obstacle likely to be encountered along the way.
Now let's talk about extroversion and introversion. You see, extroversion and introversion are completely different personality. For example, extrovert people tend to search for a novel experience, while introvert people often take pleasure in solitary activities such as reading, writing, or meditating. Another example is that extroverted people often feel bored or even anxious when they spend too much time alone. However, introverted people like to observe situations before participate. So, gaining a better understanding of personality type can help an individual manage relationships. And there are some questions that arise, such as, can introverts and extroverts be friends? The answer is yes. Introverts and extroverts can form a close friendships. The opposing personalities actually complement each other, but may misconceptions about the other's personalities, such as an introverted friend assuming without asking that their more introverted friend doesn't want to attend a party, can lead to tension if not properly addressed. Another question is that, should introverts try to become more outgoing? While introverts who deliberately act introverted could experience increased positive emotions and feelings of connectedness to others. However, they may have to handle with decreased authenticity and heightened mental fatigue.
Alright, next personality is agreeableness. Agreeableness is a personality trait that can be described as cooperative, polite, kind, and friendly. People high in this social trait are particularly empathetic, showing a great concern for the welfare of others. They are the first to help those in need. Why being agreeable matters? These people seem to be happier and more satisfied with life when compared with the less agreeable. In general, the agreeable complain less, don't belittle others, don't court trouble or conflict, don't tend toward perfectionism, prefer harmony, are more trusting and forgiving. How can we become more agreeable? Working on environment that demand team effort and partnership. This collaboration requires a degree of agreeableness. Living through the hardship of life, it can make a person more agreeable. And the last is neuroticism. Neuroticism is typically defined as a tendency toward anxiety, depression, self-doubt, and other negative feelings. In the context of the Big Five, neuroticism is sometimes described as low emotional stability, or negative emotionality. For someone who is highly neurotic, easy to feel trapped by maladaptive thought patterns, struggle with depression or anxiety. How to cope with neuroticism? Psychotherapy, mindfulness practices are among the tools that may help someone better cope with distress and even dial down their level of neuroticism.
So, in conclusion, the 5 factors are abbreviated in acronyms OCEAN or CANYO. Beneath each proposed global factors, there are a number of correlated and more specific primary factors. For example, extroversion is typically associated with qualities such as intimacy, assertiveness, excitement seeking, warmth, activity, and positive emotions. These traits are not contrasting, but rather placed on continua.
Okay, that brings the presentation to the end. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.